3.3, number 128. It's a small addition to what was done in number 122 and that set of problems. In that, you will now actually find the value of the derivative as opposed to just writing out an expression for it. So you're supposed to find h prime of 3, where h is the expression 2x plus the functions f times g. And again, we don't know what the rules for f and g are. It doesn't really matter. We can still just take this derivative, at least in symbolic form. And then we're supposed to use the table to calculate the derivative after the fact. All right, so it'll be just a table lookup for all these things, all these pieces we'll have in the derivative for the particular value of 3 in a moment. So firstly, just the derivative itself. Anytime you see a derivative and then a value plugged in, of course, it's happening in sequence. This isn't happening all at once. So the sequence is I take the derivative first and then plug in the value afterwards. I would never plug in the value first and then take the derivative because it's just going to go to 0. So h prime as a function, before any 3's are plugged in, will be, again, in slow motion in a sense, I'll have the derivative of 2x plus f of x times g of x. Take the derivative. So the derivative will distribute across here because, again, I have two terms, right? I'm looking at the add here. The sum as being the most outer operation that's happening arithmetically. So we should have the distribution of the derivative across that sum to these two pieces, one of which is a product, but that doesn't matter. It still just distributes across the sum in the regular way. That. So I have two derivatives to take. I need to take the derivative of 2x. I need to take the derivative using a product rule for this piece here. Okay, so doing that, the derivative of 2x is of course just 2 for a couple reasons, but I hope that's obvious by now. One reason is it's just a constant multiple rule, right? The derivative is going to bypass the 2 and apply itself to x. The derivative of x is 1. Or you could look at it as, well, this is a linear function, right? 2x is a line, and the derivative of any line is the slope of that line. The slope of the line is always the coefficient on x, so you can always recognize that as being 2. So either way you want to play it, that cat can be skinned a couple different ways. Over here, you're taking the product of these two, and then the derivative, you need to take the product rule, so the derivative moves into here, but with a special formula. Again, first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. But I need to evaluate this, so that is h prime. I need to evaluate this, though, I need to evaluate this at 3. So h prime of 3 is 2 plus f of 3, g prime 3, plus g of 3, f prime 3. So if we look at the table now, f of 3 is negative 2, g prime of 3 is 2, which is using the table now, g of 3 is negative 4, and f prime of 3 is 8. Now we just calculate what this is. So we have 2 plus negative 4, whatever, minus 32. So negative 34 altogether. And there's our answer.